If you want to start selling on Amazon FBA in 2024 but don't know what types of products to sell, this is the video for you. I'm going to break down the 3 best product niches for beginners step by step, the pros and cons, how to get ungated, and how to get started selling each of them this week. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Miles. I'm a 25-year-old 7-figure Amazon seller on a mission to help as many of you guys as possible smash past your Amazon seller goals and build a business or side hustle for dreams flipping name brand products on Amazon from home. Let's get right into the video. Alright, hopping right into it, the 3 best niches for Amazon FBA beginners in 2024, the blueprint to get started knowing what products to sell this week. The first one that I really like for beginners is going to be the shoes and clothing niche. Primarily massive global brands like Nike, Adidas, Puma, Carhartt, etc., right? Big global brands with thousands of items, so you can literally get ungated once for the brand using Champs or a big website, the brand website, and then you'll have the entire brand to sell, which is literally thousands of products. And there's over 100,000 Nike products on Amazon, which just opens you up to so much opportunity. Keeping going with that, a lot of these, like a Nike product, might be on 10 or 20 different websites, which exposes you to a lot more opportunity and just luck around there being sales and coupon codes going on at that certain time for that item. There's also big demand year-round, although that's a big mistake a lot of beginners make, is thinking that demand is super seasonal, a lot of different products. The cool part is that pretty much everything sells year-round well on Amazon outside of, like, obviously very Christmas stuff, advent calendars, or Thanksgiving decorations, etc. Another thing with shoes and clothing is that a lot of them have on the listing lots of different sizes and colors, which confuses a lot of newer sellers. Obviously we know, you can watch my videos on breaking down Keepa charts. Each specific variation has its own Keepa chart, so that's how you're going to gauge velocity. The cool part with a lot of these big brands in the shoes and clothing niche as well is there's no wholesale competition, and so lots of sizes, also lots of ASINs to buy too. However, people do return them, specifically shoes, more often than other types of products, so you want to set your ROI criteria a bit higher as well. Now let's take a look at a couple winning products for the shoes and clothing niche. We can see these Puma slides are on Amazon for $34. The cool thing is they're actually selling on the Puma website here with incredibly high cash back right here. Shout out the boys at Coupon Birds as well. And we can see 16 right here. They retail at $35. They're on sale for $15.99. And then we also get an additional 20% off with this coupon code right here. So we can go plug that in on SellerAmp here and see $15.99, and then we want to take off 20%, so we want to multiply by 0.8 right there. So we can see buying for about 13 plus tax. Tax is already factored in on SellerAmp, as well as inbound shipping to Amazon is. Selling for $34 leaves about $9.55 expected profit and a 75% ROI. And then we can see that further, taking a look at the Keepa chart here, that the buy box price is really stable. The interesting thing was Amazon was actually on these, which scares away a lot of newer sellers. However, we can see, looking at this pink line here, Amazon hasn't really been getting the buy box at all since early December, late November, right there. So the cool thing is that's a perfect example of a profitable product, 74K BSR, so we know it has proven demand. We can also see movement in the offer count, that bottom chart, so an example of what that sells to. So this is the type of thing you can use in terms of starting off your own sourcing as using a winning product to storefront stock off of, but more on that later. Another example of a good Nike item right here. We can see retailing at $42, on sale for $30 on DTLR. So we can see 65 bucks on Amazon. We can take a look and plug that in right here, a $30 buy cost into 65 with a 9K BSR, so we know that sells well. The whole listing sells 1,800 times per month. Does have the private label alert, but that's just due to low competition. So we can see this is a nice example of an OA product, assuming that the Keepa chart looks good as well, which we can see down here is good. Looking at the 90-day data, which is what you want to be focusing on as a beginner, we can see that really the low point here in terms of the past 90 days is like 62-ish right there, which we're still nice and profitable after shipping fees and everything that SellerAmp factors in right there and such. That's a good example of an OA product right here. And I'm just really bullish on the shoes and clothing niche because you can get big brands ungated just with the brand website or Champs really easily, and then have legit hundreds of thousands of different products to sell in terms of combined with these big brands here. What I really like for beginners is beauty and grocery products. Beauty and grocery products are awesome. There's very few or even no returns. On certain products, it's primarily pretty much the exact opposite of the shoes and clothing niche because it's mainly really small brands. They're easy to source with OA because they primarily come from the brand websites. You just have to be savvy about figuring out what discounts the brand websites offer, as well as being patient and using a burner email address to create accounts on these different websites so that they tell you when they have different discounts going on. You can get ungated for beauty and grocery via Frontier Co-op or any of the big brand websites and such. There is going to be wholesale competition, especially in beauty and grocery, so that's different than shoes and clothing. So you are going to unfortunately just not be able to find certain products profitable with OA. There's a very low average sale price, which is pretty nice for beginners, depending on your business model, and you are going to see more price tanking in this niche because there's a lack of variation, so it's a lot easier to understand for beginners, and especially if there's a sale going on, the products are easier to find because they're pretty much only coming from one website, which is the brand website. And now we're going to take a look at a profitable beauty product here. We can see over on Amazon, these Glossier Balm.com items are going for 28 bucks right here. We can see over on the Glossier website, like I said, pretty much everything comes from the brand website in this niche. A 3-pack is going for 36 bucks. And the cool thing is there's actually a 15% code that pops up right here. So we're going to be able to do some math in Accelerant. 36 times 0.85 to take off that 15% right here, buy box in at 27.84. 36 times 0.85 here, right? Divide by 3 makes about 10 bucks a piece. So we can see moving at 28, that's a pretty nice ROI right there. We can see FBA, this would also be nice to FBA, it's pretty low competition too. Right here, now, this doesn't have a sales range. This is why I chose this one, which is typically scares away a lot of beginners, but for whatever reason, there'll be certain products on Amazon that don't have a sales range that you can still see movement in the Keep It chart, and that this item has a pretty stable price, and the competition has gone down in certain cases, and no one's really trying to tank it. Right here, it's been nice and profitable ever since it's been added on Amazon 7-9 days ago. So this is the example of the type of flip that makes sense in the beauty niche, small brands coming from the brand website, identify what type of discount the brand website offers, and life is good here. The third niche I like is used books. This is incredibly cheap. This is actually what I got started with back in the day. You can get started with pretty much very little or even no money. It's very, very difficult to scale though. There's not any ungating involved. Really, you just go scan books. There's really no OA either. You just pretty much just go scan books, specifically at thrift stores, library sales, posting free book pickups on Facebook Marketplace or any of the local apps is a good idea too. There's some good YouTubers that cover primarily used books, but if you got less than 500 bucks, that's where I would recommend getting started with, because when I got started reselling, I definitely didn't have, 1,000 or 3,000 to get going with OA specifically on, but I'm not going to cover used books a ton on my channel because I'm primarily just talking about online arbitrage, which is what I'm doing right here. So overall, those are the 3 best niches, but it really comes down to whatever you're interested in, right? You can find listings in any niche or category with 3+ third-party sellers, which means they're most likely reseller friendly. However, some niches are going to be easier than others, right? That's why I made this video. I just really like big brands because they carried on tons of different websites. Some people stick to smaller brands, right? You'll find a rhythm over time the more you do this, right? And finding winning products is definitely by far the hardest part of the equation here, right? So some tips to find your first items. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just use storefront stalking method for successful sellers. Use Accelerant. Understand that every website has some sort of discount code. That's what's going to make items profitable. You don't really find good products, you make them good using coupons, discounted gift cards from Card, Bear, and Top Cashback, holiday sales, and loyalty rewards, or is checking out through an account with different websites. The free cashback and coupon extensions are really helpful too. Be Frugal, Rakuten, Top Cashback, Retail Me Not, Capital One Shopping, and Coupon Birds. Those are completely free to have and really are helpful with online arbitrage sourcing and such. So what I'd recommend in terms of getting going with product research is just start taking a look at some of my videos and seeing the winning products I'm showing, then storefront stock from there. Figure out what products are selling well for sellers with 50+ reviews that you can see are making money. Figure out what websites carry those products, and then either try to find them profitably or try to identify what discounts those websites offer, and that's what's going to make items profitable and such. Hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know down below. Make sure to subscribe for more and check out my full ungating tutorial right here and take my free course for the full blueprint to get started this week. See you guys in the next one.